Hello folks, this is Sula speaking. You're listening to another video for Teamfight Tactics. This is taken from another ranked game, and this time we're going to be looking at going back to one of my favorite team compositions, and that is a Mage board. And this is going to be kind of a rare game in the sense that I actually am going to get to play 9 mages before this game is over. It's going to take me a little while to get there, but 9 mages is the max that you can play, and this is the rare game where I was actually able to play that. Anyway, as I said before, I've been playing some ranked games. I didn't play any for ages and ages, but finally got around to playing them as we get closer to the end of the set. I was hoping to get back to, I said this before, hoping to get back to at least diamond rating, and then we'll see what happens. We'll see how much tolerance I have to keep playing ranked games. We've been doing a lot of double-up games, and we hit the point where our double-up lobbies were basically everyone in every double-up game was either in diamond or masters for their like single player or non-double up rating, and I was like, well, you know what, if I'm just gonna play these people in every single game anyway, I might as well just if I'm gonna be up against these kind of players in every game, I might as well just see if I can do the single player mode and make it at least a diamond, since I'm already up against those players in any case. Well, one thing I always try to do one thing I always try to check at the start of each match is whether what's the word I'm looking for here? What the Nomsy is going to be for each game. And it turns out that the Nomsy for this game is a Mage Nomsy. And now I have to decide if I want to play into that. I also did make a pretty big mistake. There was a Vlad on the previous round, and I did not pick up that Vlad. I could have looked to sell one of the units, and it actually would have been very nice to have Vlad in, because then I would have been able to start playing Vlad, and you can see I'm 1 unit short from playing Astral right here. I was trying to decide at the time if I was going to look to play Mages or if I was going to look to play Seraphine and Graves again, but here I get 2 more Talias, and I was like, oh cool, I can play this Talia. It's actually a 2-item start, and then for augments, I'm going to get Luden's Echo. When your units cast or deal damage with their ability, you get the little splash of magic damage. So as soon as I see that, I was like, okay, this is definitely going to be a Mage's game, and we're going to look to try to play into Mage Nomsy. So I can't quite get Astral Trait or Mages in yet. Again, I wish I had the Vlad because I would have been able to play Astral Trait, but it's not all bad. I have a 2-star Talia. I've also randomly made a 2-star Wukong here. So I'm going to go ahead and put the Rod on Talia and then put the Bow on Wukong. And Talia can temporarily be my item holder until I'm able to find Nomsy. She shares relatively similar itemization to Nomsy, just general AP, and mana cost is a little bit lower. I think Nomsy's mana cost is 90, and I think that hers is 60. I'm going to look it up on the cheat sheet right now because I can't remember off the top of my head what her mana cost is. Yeah, her mana cost is 60, at least in the current patch, and Nomsy's, I believe, is still at 90. Even though they've tweaked this unit a little bit. Yeah, it's still at 90. So relatively similar in terms of their itemization. You would want to have, just general AP stuff they can both use. And I'm going to be looking to try to build towards that in this game. So even though I only have the 2-item start and the bow is not an amazing item for this particular team setup, you can get some use out of bows in a Mage team comp by looking to make a Zerat portal. So I'm probably going to try to do that with the bow. As mentioned before, and here I'm going to sell all these units because I would like to try to get to 10 gold here. I have the 2-item start. That means I'm gold rich but item poor. So I have to try to take advantage of this start by getting more econ. And I really need to be 10 gold by the end of this round. I already went ahead and leveled to level 4. I also have 2 2-star units on the board that eats up some additional gold. But if I lose this round, I can sell the Nidalee on my bench if I have to get to 10 gold. The good news is both of these first 2 rounds, I've hit players that are basically not really trying to win. I wouldn't say that they're full deliberate loss streaking, but they're certainly not playing very strong boards. I hit one person who was level 3, and then this person's also level 3. So yeah, that's and like they have a champion duplicator that they obviously are not using. They have an extra item on their bench that they're not using. I've only got 2 items, but I am using both of them. I have the Rod and I have the Bow. It's always a little bit frustrating when you get the 2-item start and the 2 items can't combine into anything because components are much weaker than finished items. You really don't want to have too many components sitting around just doing their thing. All right, now here I do get fortunate. I do find another Vlad, so this is great. I'll be able to play Astral on level up. I don't need the Nidalee anymore, so I can look to sell that. So I'm just going to look to hold here for right now, and then I'll play Astral on level up. I'll sell the Wukong and then play both of these units, and that'll get me 3 mages and Astral trait. So that'll be pretty good to see there. And I actually will be making my board weaker when I do that, but it's still worth the trade-off because I want to get Mage trait in, and I also want to start getting Astral for a little bit of extra income. A 1-star Skarner, a 1-star Vlad, and a 1-star Lux are not going to generate much in the way of Astral income, but even 1 gold per round does add up over the course of the game. It'll get me to 50 gold a little bit faster. All right, this person's board is more respectable. They have a Qiyana in the back lines. The key thing in this fight is can Talia kill the Qiyana before she gets bursted down herself, and she just barely manages to win that fight. So now it's 3-on-1 against Ezreal, and I don't think that Ezreal can win this on his own. I just need Jax to get his ult off. There we go. Jax will buy a little bit of additional time, and so we're able to win that round as well. And I've got a little mini win streak here, and I've got 14 gold, so I'm feeling pretty good. Now I'm just hoping that I can get some kind of an item that I can complete one of these items that's on either, what is it, I've got the bow that I'm not really using, and I've also got the rod, so I want to definitely make something with this. Now the spatula lasts longer than I'm expecting, but it does get taken eventually. So out of these items here, let's see, I would have taken the glove so I could just make a jeweled gauntlet. I'm going to go ahead and take the rod because the other 2 items are frontline items that don't really do anything for me. So unfortunately, no, I'm not able to make an item that's useful here. I don't want to slam a death cap this early in the game. I will hold this rod because I do need more rods in this comp long term, but unfortunately, this means now I'm going to be in the unfortunate position of having 2 components sit on my bench not doing anything. So that's a little bit unfortunate. As I said, I think I've actually made my board weaker by selling the Wukong, and now I also have these components that aren't doing anything, but I don't want to commit either of these. Again, I'm hoping to make a Zerat portal with the bow, if I can find a belt. And for the rod, well, what would I want to do with the rod? It's actually worth discussing kind of how I would try to use the rods in this comp. So I know I'm going to be playing into Nomsy. That's my goal, is to play mages and to play Nomsy. Nomsy really has kind of 2 key items. One of them is Spirit Shojin, so Nomsy will cast more often. Again, her mana cost is 90, so she really needs the Spirit Shojin so that she can cast more frequently. And then in addition to that, the other item she really likes is Gunblade. That's because Nomsy has short range. Unlike most mages who have really good range, she will run closer to the front of the fights, like closer than you would want her to be, honestly. So she really benefits from having a Gunblade. So when she just randomly takes damage, then she'll be able to heal it back. And the Gunblade also allows the damage that she commits to heal your tank line as well for your front line. So it also increases their survivability as well. So Shojin, Gunblade, those are like her 2 key items. And then the last item is just +1 whatever. Archangel Staff is probably the best, but like Jeweled Gauntlet is not bad, a Death Cap is not bad, although Jeweled Gauntlet's somewhat less useful if you're playing mages, or Death Cap's somewhat less valuable if you're playing mages because you can get additional AP from the mage trait itself. So the Jeweled Gauntlet is a little bit better than usual because you're getting crit chance on top of the fact that you're already getting AP from your ability. All right, well, anyway, I lost the last round. That one was a little bit sad because I got a lot of units low but wasn't able to finish them off. You can see what the problem is. Frontline is way too weak. 1-star Skarner, 1-star Jax. Not really going to hold up for any length of time, so that's something that I definitely need to improve. At least Lux gets off both of her casts before she dies, and then Vlad's going to finish off another unit. So I'm definitely going to lose this fight, but my hope is that maybe I can take another unit or 2 with me. Vlad actually buys a little bit of extra time. And this fight's closer than I was expecting. I actually thought I would lose pretty badly because this person's on full win streak. They haven't lost a single round yet. Can Talia finish off 1 more? Yeah, she actually does. So as far as losses go, that's great. I mean, like, that is what you want if you're going to lose the round. So from an econ perspective, this has actually gone quite well. I was able to get 3 wins and then 2 losses. That's just about perfect. And then look at this. I'm going to find Silas at 20% odds. Not like super low odds or anything, but that's what I'm looking for there. So Silas, of course, really key. He is the frontline unit in a mage's board. Like, we're going to keep Skarner in because we want him for Astral trait. We have the chance eventually to hit 3-star Skarner if he pops out of the Astral Orbs. But this is what we want because now with Silas on the board, at level 6, I can put in another mage. I've grabbed this Lilia, and that will allow me to make 5 mages, which is a big step up in damage for mage comps. All right, well, just continuing to hang in here for right now. I do get a belt, and then I'm also going to get a glove. So this is not quite what I'm looking for. I actually kind of want swords right now, but I can still make good use of these items. First of all, I definitely want to commit the bow and the belt for a Zerat Portal. Again, I have no use for the bow otherwise in this comp, so we definitely need to use that. And now, since I have two rods, I'll go ahead and commit the Jeweled Gauntlets with the glove, and that's the best way I can make use of that item. And so now, again, I'm looking for another sword so that I can make a Gunblade, and then I would like to find a tier and a sword for Spear of Shojin. So I'm like halfway there. The Jeweled Gauntlet is probably the best extra item I could make for Nomsy, just because, as I said, if I'm going to get additional AP from the Mage trait, that's probably better than, I don't know, than like Archangels, which would not be bad by any means, but the Jeweled Gauntlet is definitely nice. All right, so this time we're up against Swift Shot Yone, and this person actually has not just Swift Shot, but they have the Rapid Fire Cannon, so they actually have 3 range on Yone. It's kind of hilarious to look how far back he is, and he's still killing things. It doesn't look like we have quite enough damage to finish this off, but at least we were able to kill a good portion of the team. Note that I did not level to 6 there because I was not on a win streak, so I just sat at 50 gold, and I accepted that I was probably going to lose that round. All right, now look at this. We get Mage Art. Your team counts as having +1 mages, and we're also going to get a Nomsy in the store. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's not bad. We're already at 5 mages, and now I was like, well, I can just level and play Nomsy. I'm trying to think here, is it better to play Nomsy than it is to play the Talia? Like, is Nomsy 1-star better than Talia 2-star? And I was like, it probably is. So I might as well just go ahead and make this substitution anyway. So I'll go ahead and do that. And now I'm actually at 6 mages, which is kind of awkward, but I can't really work around that. Definitely not going to take out any of these other units. I also went ahead and sold the Lilia. Lilia is not a unit I plan to be in my comp long term. Obviously, Lilia is a better unit than, say, the Vlad, but I need to keep Vlad in there, so I'll continue getting Astral income. So that's an easy choice to make. So we haven't exactly hit a lot of these mages yet. Look, my entire board is 1 stars, and I'm not really close to 2-starring much of anything. I have a pair of Skarners and a pair of Vlad, so my whole board is 1-star units right now. Still, the potential is there. I have Ludens, which is awesome for mage comps, because remember, Ludens kicks in on every spellcast, but what do mages do? They cast twice. So, like I said, the potential is there for that with the additional Ludens damage. And with +1 mages, this is really, really nice because this is going to allow me to, number 1, play 7 mages at level 7, and it also opens up the opportunity to play 9 mages later on if I really want to, but that's getting further on down the line. Typically, you can't play 9 mages unless you get +2 mages, and I only have +1 at the moment. All right, the Astral Orb does give me 2-star Skarner. That's actually a pretty big deal because Frontline's my biggest weakness right now. So we've got the 2-star Skarner, and we're just going to keep our eye out looking for additional units here. My next unit in has to be a Mage, so I kind of wish at this point I had held on to the Lilias, because I did have 2 Lilias there, and I'm going to need a Mage on level up at level 7, so I probably should have held that unit so that at level 7 I could just look to play that unit. But yeah, I went ahead and sold them for income, which I was like, whoops, probably should have held on to that unit, because now I'm going to have to find another Mage so I can play 7 mages, and that's a big spike. As mentioned. So every time that mages get to the next tier, it actually does make a big difference. By the way, look at this Nomsy damage. Jeez, Nomsy's 1-star, but with the 6 mages in there, anytime Nomsy's Jeweled Gauntlet crits on these spellcasts, it just absolutely blows up whatever she's targeting. So yeah, we're now, after losing that, what did we do? We went on a 3-match win streak, then a 3-match loss streak, and now we're on a 2-match winning streak again. You can't always set it up to get this kind of sequencing, but wow, it's nice when you do. Definitely feels like my board is going through power spikes and power troughs, that kind of thing. All right, well, we get 3rd pick on here. Top pick would be a sword to make Gunblade, but oops, there's no sword on this carousel at all. Next pick would probably be a tier, but that gets taken immediately. So when I see that, I'm like, well, I guess it's frontline. I guess it's a frontline item for me here. I don't need another rod. I already have enough rods for Nomsy. I guess I could like make Deathcap here, but no. Again, I'm trying to make the Gunblade if at all possible, and then I need mana generation for the 3rd item. I actually kind of wish I could get the mana generation first, and then the additional damage after that. The mana generation is actually more important because with Ludens and Mage's 6, I'm going to be doing a lot of damage on any spellcast. I just need Nomsy to cast more often, period. Okay, so anyway, I am 1 off level 7. Now I'm missing a Mage, so now I really want to find another Mage. That's when I decided I would just roll like 10 to 15 gold here, see if I could just find another Mage. I do see that there is Seraphine, so I'll just toss her in here. She doesn't actually make anything for my comp, but she's probably better than anything else I can play. So I'm going to stop here, but again, I really, really wish that I had found or had held on to the Lilia. that was an oversight for sure, because Seraphine doesn't really do a whole lot for me. She doesn't have any of her traits in, but she's just like better than the alternatives. Also would have been nice to pick up a Zyra. Like if I had picked up Zyra, I could have a Whisper Straight in here, which would be good for the magic resistant shred. But I didn't think to do that either, so just had this random unit that's not doing a whole lot. Now, if my front line can hold up long enough, I might be able to win this fight. It's relatively close. It does depend on where Nomsy chooses to cast. But it looks like Nomsy was not able to hold in there quite long enough. By the way, look at the damage that Heimer's doing. Very, very close. So I was like, all right, well, I lose this. And then I was like, wait, no, actually I win this. Lux manages to get off one more cast and wins the fight. So I was like, oh, okay, well, that's pretty nice. That's not bad. And then I'm going to get a Lux out of the orb. So we're slowly getting there. Again, I do wish I had a few more 2-stars. I have 2-star Skarner, and that's it. But at least now I'm up to a Nomsy pair. So the plan here is we're going to hold until after the minion round. We'll see what happens in the minion round. And then at the very least, we need to roll until we can 2-star Nomsy. And depending on what we hit there, I'll then have to pause and see if I want to look to push to level 8, if it makes sense to go to level 8, or if I just want to stay at level 7 and look to try to get Nomsy 3-star. It also is going to depend in part on what other people are doing in the lobby. Like how many other people are re-rolling and how many other people are looking to push to level 9. Because that also then factors into the fight as well. All right, this time we're up against another person who's playing Yone, Featherweight's Yone. The Mirage trait, I believe, in this game is Spell Sword, so that unit does scale up over time. And no, we don't have enough damage right now to kill the Yone. In fact, I'm kind of shocked I went on a 3-match win streak at all, because again, my entire board is 1-star units. I'm actually pretty surprised I was able to win a couple of those rounds, but we're not able to carry the win streak into the minion rounds, which again is disappointing, but not exactly shocking. So we have 2-star Skarner, everything else is 1-star. So yeah, I definitely need to roll here. I don't want to go into stage 4 with this many 1-stars. I don't exactly have a lot of pairs, but I still do think that if I roll, I can hit. If hitting Nomsy would be really big as well. Also would really like to try to upgrade Silas so my front line's stronger, but I only have 1 Silas, so I'm not exactly close to 2-starring that one. All right, anyway, though, so we're going to look to roll here, and oh, we're going to get a Tome of Traits. Okay, well, that's pretty nice. Maybe we can pull another Mage Cap, and then we get a tier, so that's great. Now I really need swords. That's what I most need. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and roll and actually get double tier, so I was like, oh, okay. Well, I need to think about this. First, let's roll. And there's a Zyra. So we'll definitely play Zyra for Whisper's trait. That's going to be better. And there's Mage Nomsy. So, okay. So at this point now, I could probably stop rolling, but I do want to hit some more units. There's an Al Shin. I was like, Al Shin? Do we play this? There's another Nomsy. That's not bad. There's yet another Nomsy. And then I probably need to stop rolling here. I don't really want to go below 20 gold. So we'll stop here. And because I've got the double tier, I'm like, okay, I'm going to make the Archangel Staff and then put a tier on. So it looks like we're not going to make the Gunblade, which is a little bit disappointing. I definitely would like to make the Gunblade, but I think that with the items I have here, I have to make use of this tier. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get double swords, so we'll make the Archangel Staff. And my Nomsy's going to hit like a freaking truck with Archangels plus Jeweled Gauntlet plus 7 Mages. This unit's going to hit unbelievably hard, but I don't have any healing on the unit. Gunblade would definitely be better, so this is more of like a high-risk, high-reward build here. All right, now we're going to get these different options here, and then I was like, it's not Exiles would actually be okay, but then it's like, oh, Dragon Imperialist. If you have only 1 dragon, dragons execute enemies that are below 18% health, kind of a weird percentage. So I was like, okay, I was thinking maybe of playing into, and by the way, there I'm going to pull a Mage Hat out of the Tome of Traits. I was thinking maybe I would like push to high levels and then maybe like push to high levels and play Al Shin. But now that I've got this, it's like, no. The plan is we're going to try to 3-star Nomsy, and we're just going to rely on Nomsy carry here. So if we have only 1 dragon, Nomsy will execute enemies. So it looks like Nomsy's the only dragon we're going to play for this game. I have locked myself into that. But I think that Nomsy can actually carry quite hard with this setup. I've looked around at these other boards. No one else is playing Nomsy, thank goodness. And there's actually quite a few people re-rolling for 3 cost. Like this person is re-rolling for Rengar 3-star. So that's going to take a lot of the 3-cost units out of the pool. I can also look to grab additional Silases. So I can kind of re-roll for Nomsy and Silas, and then rely on these 2 units. So yeah, look at that. Look at that execution. There's a little animation for it. It's a little hard to see, but there is a little animation that goes off that shows the units being executed when they get low. Yeah, it's like a little. It's kind of. I think it's the same thing from default League of Legends when you have the Elder Dragon. It's that same little animation that just says the unit dying. Of course, in this fight, you do see the weakness of me not having that gunblade that I talked about for Nomsy. Nomsy just takes a lot of chip damage over the course of the fight and ends up dying. And so that means I'm not going to be able to win that particular round. But we're slowly getting there, slowly getting some more Astral units. So I have 2-starred all my Astral units. Astral trait does provide the, I've said this before in other videos, but the value of the Astral Orbs is based on the star level of your Astral champions. I now have 2-star Vlad, 2-star Lux, 2-star Skarner. So now I have 6 total Astral star ranks. The next big breakpoint comes when you hit 7. So like the big breakpoints for Astral are 7 star levels and 10. That's always, or at least that's what I always remember. So if we can 3-star one of these Astral units, which we are not close to doing, but if we could do that, we'd actually get better quality orbs. Right now, the orbs have average value of about 1.5 gold, roughly, somewhere around those lines. All right, well, for this fight, we're up against someone who's playing the Seraphine Graves comp. And by the way, look what happens when Nomsy unloads on the backline. Oof. Wow, okay. They're trying to play Seraphine Graves. So that's another person taking 3 costs out of the pool. They're taking Seraphines and Zeres out of the pool. So, and I think that someone's playing Olaf as well. So like there's a lot of 3 costs out of the pool. So that's part of the reason why I was convinced, you know what, we don't actually need to level up here. What do we gain from leveling up? We're already at 7 mages. What is going to level 8 going to do? Not much. I already have pretty much my whole board. So let's stay here at level 7, try to get 3-star Nomsy. We can also pick up additional Silases. And if we hit 3-star Nomsy, that's probably our win condition. Then we can look to push levels after that. So again, what I want here is a sword, but the sword gets taken. So I was like, well, out of these options, the only thing that really makes sense is just grab the Silas for Silas 2-star. Tier, not exactly a key item for Silas, but maybe we can build Protector's Vow on him, which would probably be the best thing I could do there. But, you know, it is 2-star Silas, and that's, you know, that's not nothing. So I value being able to get 2-star Silas even if the item is not that great. Again, I'm last pick, so I'm not getting anything too amazing. Well, as far as positioning goes, you might have noticed I've been keeping Nomsy stuck in the corner, and that's because there's a couple people playing assassin boards, so I'm trying to keep Nomsy safe from enemy assassins. Yeah, like there's a couple people playing, someone is playing Diana, someone is playing, that had like a Kiana trying to jump on top, so I'm just trying to keep Nomsy as safe as possible. I still really need to get a sword. At least I can force that out of the Treasure Dragon. I need a Spirit of Shojin so that Nomsy will cast more often. Nomsy hits so hard, but it does take her a long time to cast. Anyway, that execute damage is pretty ridiculous too. So yeah, fortunately in this fight, Deja is not focusing my Nomsy, so that's good news. Unfortunately, my Nomsy's not focusing Deja either. And oh, that Wind Blast, wow. Okay. Wind Blast just took out like 90% of my health. And yeah, Spell Sword. Spell Sword is the Mirage trait for this game. But we're getting there. We're up to 6 Nomsys. I have to admit, part of the reason why I took Dragon Imperialist is it does give you a Nomsy. So that was another Nomsy towards Nomsy 3-star. It took me from 5 to 6. So yeah, I mean, I'll take that. And I'm continuing to hope that I'm going to get more Astral units. So again, I'm going to keep re-rolling. I'm not pushing to 8. I don't really get anything from going to 8. And there we go. I'm going to hit Zyra 2-star. I did have the potential to try to roll for Zyra 3-star, but I was like, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think I'm going to be able to get Zyra 3-star. She's not that important of a unit, though she's certainly not bad to have either. So I lost that one round, but I am on a modest win streak. I would very much like to win this round so I can carry a 3-match winning streak into the minion rounds and into the Treasure Dragon. Let's see. Unfortunately, this is the 3-star Yone player, so it's like, ooh, do we have enough to kill Yone? If Nomsy had Shojin, she would probably be casting on that huge clump of units over there on the right, but it takes her long enough to cast that it's pretty broken up. Oh, man. We're so close to killing Yone there. So remember, we execute enemies that are below 18% health. I think the Yone was probably at like 20%, so we were so close to getting the execute, but nope, gonna fall short and not able to get that win streak to carry through. Ah, well. Nothing we can do about that. Sometimes you win and sometimes you don't. Like I said, so you can see the biggest issue is I just need Nomsy to cast faster. All right, so I am looking for a sword. That is not it. It looks like this is an Order Treasure Dragon. I'm like, no. Chalice, no. And there's like, oh, wait a minute. That's Radiant Spear of Shojin with an item remover. I was like, oh, hello. Okay, well, let's go ahead and do that. There we go. So we're going to have Radiant Spear of Shojin. That feels better. We'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll put my leftover items on Silas, because now the other thing I need is more frontline. And oh my god, two Nomsies in the same store. Okay, well, we're going to roll this down. By the way, the game really wants me to try to play Zyra 3-star, but no, I only have enough gold to pick up so many units. Like, no Zyra, come on, where's this last Nomsy? Come on, one more Nomsy, come on. There we go, all right. So that was pretty straightforward. Again, the main reason why I went to reroll for Nomsy 3-star is, well, two reasons. One was my augment. Dragon Imperialist meant I was not going to play into any more dragons. It's got to be Nomsy. The other reason being there's a lot of 3 costs out of the pool. I was pretty confident that I'd be able to hit this unit because there were so many 3 costs out of the pool. So those two factors combined together, and we hit the Nomsy 3-star pretty smoothly. So now Nomsy has the Radiant Radiant Spear Shojin, which I believe gives 40 ability power, plus also gives you 10 extra mana on each auto attack. By the way, Ezreal almost died in one cast there. Look how close that was. A little bit more damage and Ezreal would have died. But then Zyra's on it. Zyra just double casts on the back line and deletes that unit. So yeah, okay. Yeah, this feels pretty strong. So what is the plan now? Well, now the plan is let's get to level 9 and play 9 mages, because that's the best thing we can do to pop off here. And by the way, there's another Zyra in the store, but again, I just didn't have enough income to go for this. Also, we're also up to 8 Luxes right now. I've been getting a lot of Luxes out of the Astral Orbs. Yeah, there is the stats on this. 10 additional mana, 284% ability power on Nomsy. That is a lot of damage, especially when I get the crits from Jeweled Gauntlet. So I guess I should cover Mage trait just for the curious. So again, this is pretty late in the set. People probably pretty familiar with this, but Mages cast twice. That's what the ability does. And then as you put more Mages in, they cast at higher ability power. Mages 3 is reduced ability power. Right now it's 80%, so you cast twice, but you cast less. And then as you get more Mages, that goes up. Mages 5 right now is 105%. I'm currently at Mages 7, that's 135%. If you can get up to Mages 9, it's 170%. And by the way, look at how close this fight is, but we just barely managed to kill the Yone. So again, if I could, I would replace the Archangels with a Gunblade. I do think that would be better. Like, we have enough damage, we don't need more damage. But the ability to heal as we dealt damage would be absolutely amazing. By the way, and look, here we're just going to hit 3-star Lux, so okay, that's pretty good. It's kind of funny that I hit 3-star Lux before Vlad or Skarner, but that's kind of due to where I was rolling. I was rolling on level 7, and I kind of got Astral to the point where the Astral Orbs increased in quality beyond what would cause Skarner and Vlad to appear in the first place. Like, as the Astral Orb quality gets higher, you're less likely to find the 1 cost. You're more likely to find the 2 cost. But this is great. Now Lux is like a legit damage dealer in her own right. She was already kicking in pretty good damage, and now it's just going to be magnified more. So now if I can get like another Shojin, I would love to put a Shojin on Lux so she just casts more often too. Because, I mean, she's a 3-star unit, and she's got, we've got 7 mages in, and we're going to have Ludens. We have Ludens as well, so yeah, pretty good stuff. All right, now I wish that Nomsy would focus the Rengar in this fight, but I think that we've got enough front lines so that unit's going to get finished off. Yeah, okay, didn't even need Nomsy to cast again. Also, Heimerdinger. Heimerdinger was second most damage in that fight, so what the heck. Turns out 3-star Heimer does a lot of damage too. Even more importantly, Heimer has the crowd control. He is still the same from the first half of the set when he was a normal unit, and he still targets the highest health target, highest percentage health target. And then he puts a stun on them, which is really nice. So there were some good options here. I would not have minded getting the Zeeks. Actually, another Zeeks would have been pretty good, but that gets taken. Or not Zeeks, another Zerat. Double Z names. But out of the options there, I see there's a Chalice. I was like, all right, well, we're playing through Nomsy, so let's just keep buffing up Nomsy even more. So I would actually love to put this on Heimerdinger, but you cannot put you can't put items on the trainer units. Or the Prodigy units, I guess I should call them. So we'll put this on Vlad instead. And he can just be an item holder here. Could also put it on Lux, I suppose, as well. But I kind of want Lux on the opposite side from Nomsy. I like having one caster on each side. Because Lux is kind of like my secondary carry. I don't want all my damage on one side. It means it's a little bit too susceptible to getting hit by some big AoE spell. But I am still boxing Nomsy in the corner just because there's a lot of assassins in this lobby. And, see, look what happens here. Kiana gets stuck on Zyra, which is perfect. Nomsy does not get touched by the Kiana. We'll just continue casting. All right, there is... wow, Heimer just one-shot one of the backline units. That's pretty insane. Oh my god, Ezreal just gets one-tapped by Nomsy. So now we're just left with this Braum, and you know Braum is really tanky, but Braum has no damage, so we'll win this eventually, sooner or later. Yeah, and we get the execute to finish them off. That person's playing Ezreal Reroll, which is quite strong in this patch as well. By the way, there's yet another Zyra. The game again really wanted me to play the, really wanted me to play this Zyra, but try to 3-star the Zyra. But you can only reroll for so many units, and I chose to put my money towards rerolling for. Rerolling for Nomsy, but then also for Vlad and Lux and Silas, although I have not been seeing Silas's. Look at what this person types: 4 reroll players in lobby, so cringe, and they all hit. Well, the way that the gameplay works is once multiple people start rerolling, they do unlock each other's comps. So like it's not a coincidence that reroll builds were all doing well here. And I would not have chosen to play to reroll this if I hadn't seen so much of the lobby looking to reroll in the first place. So you do have to keep those considerations in mind when you're playing. It's very important to see what the rest of the lobby is doing, because like if the whole rest of the lobby was rushing Fast 9, then I probably would have looked to rush Fast 9 as well. Maybe I wouldn't have taken Dragon Imperialist in that case. So just a little note there. Yes, it's true. Oh, the people that are rerolling are doing well, but like, look, this person's rerolling for Rengar. There's 9 Rengars out of the pool. I'm rerolling for Nomsy and hit, so that's 9 Nomsys out of the pool. Someone's rerolling for Olaf, and I think Diana, so like that's more 3 costs out of the pool. And one person was playing Seraphine, although they got knocked out of the lobby by now. So you got to keep that in mind, what units are being taken out of the pool. This particular patch is pretty heavy on rerolling for 3 costs, so you got to adapt to what the lobby is doing. All right, so I actually get another Vlad there in the shop, not out of an Astral Orb, in the shop. So 6 Vlads, 5 Skarners. We're slowly getting there. This item, the Titans, is not really useful, unfortunately. I can't really put it. I would put it on Silas, but he's already fully itemized. It's not really going to do anything on Skarner. A 1-star or 2-star Skarner is just going to die too fast for that thing to do anything. So I was like, I guess I put it on Lux. I mean, it makes more sense on her than anyone else. It does provide a small amount of ability power. And I'm also going to hit level 8 here, so I need to play a unit. I should have held on to that Seraphine. Fortunately, Seraphine comes back in the store anyway. Also note something important. I pick up this Lilia that's in the store. I'm going to need to pick up at least 1 mage so that I can get up to 9 mages. Well, I technically have to get 2 of them, but one of the 2 is going to be Zoe. I already know that. And I can find Zoe at level 9. I should be able to find her there. No one else is playing Zoe in this lobby. But I need another mage too. So I was going to have to find either Talia or Lilia, and I'm fortunately able to find a Lilia. It actually gets pretty hard to find the 1-cost units when you start getting to level 9. So yeah, definitely need a little good luck there. And I'm just going to stash that unit for now because I'd rather play Seraphine for Evoker trait. All right, well, Nomsy chooses to focus the Yone, and oh my god, yeah. This comp, yeah, we just absolutely destroyed the 3-star Yone. I mean, it wasn't even close. It just, Nomsy chose to cast on the, by the way, look at Nomsy not even attacking right now. My whole back line is just standing in place doing nothing. That's why this fight's taking a while. But Nomsy chose to focus Yone first, and just like 1 cast instantly deleted the unit. That's pretty nutty. All right, well, anyway, there's a Soraka in the store, so I'm going to play Soraka over playing, I'm going to play the Soraka over the Seraphine. Now, there is actually the case to be made. I could potentially look to sell the Zyra and play Mage Soraka, which is actually pretty hilarious as well. The heals would be absolutely insane. But I decided I did want Whisper trait, so I'm going to keep Zyra in my comp. But that was a possibility. Probably should have held Soraka just in case, because like 2-star Soraka probably would be, with a Mage cap, probably would be better than Zyra. Something to keep in mind for the future. All right, anyway, once again, note my positioning. I am boxed up here because I know Rengar wants to jump on Nomsy, but nope, we're not going to let that happen. Instead, we're going to focus on keep staying boxed in the corner, and we're able to pop the Swain pretty quickly. So now, of course, I win this fight, right? Nomsy just has to kill the Rengar, and wait, we didn't kill the Rengar? Oh, come on, it's really close. Can we just, that unit's on no HP, and oh, Lux, why? Why did you cast at that other unit? Oh, come on. Is he seriously going to win this fight? The answer is yes. I was like, oh my god. That fight RNG, are you kidding me? I was like, Lux, what are you doing? But, anyway. Well, this was a good Astral Orb. We actually get a Skarner and a Vlad in that Astral Orb. And I know I'm not going to be up against the Darkflight player, who is definitely the stronger of the 2 players. So there's no real reason to go to level 9 and look to... no real reason to go to level 9 this round. We'll go after the carousel. We have time here because we're going to hit the weaker of the 2 boards and hopefully get Hopefully we can actually knock them out here. They're only on 18 HP. Might be able to just win and knock them out of the lobby here. Oh wait, is this a ghost round? Actually, I think this is a ghost round, so it doesn't really matter how closely or one-sidedly I might be able to win this round. All right, anyway, so once again, the real issue is just how long can the front line hold up. That's a really good Bard ult by the enemy team. And Sirvana is breathing fire all over Nomsy, but the good news is we've still got that execute thanks to our Dragon Imperialist augment. And Nomsy does hit like an absolute freight truck. Yeah, so that was a ghost round. I actually think I would have knocked them out of the lobby if I had won that round. But are they going to survive? Oh, they're down on 2 HP. Okay, well, that's going to drag this game out a little bit longer, because the longer that there are 3 players in the lobby, the longer the game tends to last. Still, I'm going to get something quite nice here. There's a Shroud of Stillness, so 100% going to take that. Yes, there's a Zoe, but I can find Zoe. There's also a one-sided Spatula, but I can't do anything with that. If I had held that tier from earlier, I actually could have made another Mage Cap, which would have been hilarious, but no, I'm not going to be able to do anything with that Spatula. All right, so now we're going to look to go level 9. But there's another Skarner, by the way. So now we need to look to find... do I level here? Oh, no, actually, I don't level here because, once again, I have another round against the player who is not the Darkflight player. I've also noticed that Darkflight player is grabbing Swains, and I think they're on 7 Swains. So any Swain I see, I'm going to have to grab in the lobby here. All right, I am going to position this Shroud of Stillness to go on the Soraka, because Soraka is going to come out of this comp as soon as I find Zoe at level 9, and we should be able to get an excellent Shroud here. There we go. Going to hit basically the entire team. I guess we technically missed Zyra, but we hit most of the board. Oh, just barely missed rooting the Shyvana. Oh my god! That damage when Nomsy targets the backline and just instantly deletes their carries. It's not pretty. Like, this board that this other person's playing is pretty nice, but not that good. By the way, their Ghost is going to win against my Ghost, so... That's also a sign we have to be careful. Normally, I would wait until after the minion round to level, but it actually makes more sense to level here. We just need to get Zoe. Let's put her in. So Zoe in, Lilia in. Boom! 9 mages. These super rare 9 mages. Also, I find a Vlad and a Skarner in the store. So I'm actually on 8 of each of these. Now we definitely need to position, so what are we going to do? We're going to box up here, going to keep everybody in the corner so that we can keep Nomsy protected, and that looks pretty good. Now I just want to see if I can get this Shroud, and it looks like the center of the board is a better place to position this. And admittedly, we don't hit Rengar, but we hit the Rel, and we hit the what's his name, the Swain, which are probably better units to get anyway. Again, this fight's pretty close, and oh man, this person's down on 8 Swains. Ugh. Now, the good news is they have no money, but 8 Swains, yikes. If they hit one more Swain, then they're going to win this lobby, because as good as my board is, I'm definitely not going to beat that many units. So I actually wanted to roll a little bit here to try to hit this. There's a Spear of Shojin in the lobby, so I'll grab that. Or not Spear of Shojin, Static Shiv I'm going to get. They're going to get a Warmugs. It's actually pretty good. Probably a better item for them, although the Magic Resist Shred is not bad on the Static Shiv either. I'll just put that on Zoe. So yeah, we're just hanging in there, hoping that this person does not hit the 3-star Swain. I had one in my shop, so I'm just grabbing that to take it out of the pool to try to make it that much harder for them to hit. Because it really is the difference between who's going to win this lobby is this person going to hit the Swain or not. So let's roll it down. Again, I probably should have picked up Soraka's. I do think Soraka 2-star would have been worthwhile. And there we go. There's a Zoe. That's what we're looking for. Again, I'm trying to roll fast because I'm trying to hit the... I also could have played 2-star Bard as well, although it wouldn't have given me Mystic trait. So, yeah, I probably should have just picked up 2-star Soraka and then played that over the Zyra. So anyway, we're gonna get Zoe in here. And they did not find the Swain, thank goodness. Again, I took 1 out of the pool. There's 12 of the 4-cost units in the pool. So he has 8 Swains. I have 1. So there are still 3 of them in the pool that he can potentially hit. Now, he has very little gold to roll with, so doesn't have a lot of options here. But it is something that I'm just praying that he's not going to hit. So anyway, I assumed that I would win pretty easily. I've got the 9 mages in, but wait a minute. Wait, what? Nomsy got popped, and as soon as that happened, I don't really have much damage. So I was like, oh, man. Okay. Well, apparently Vlad is the only unit still alive, and Vlad is not going to kill this Swain. So apparently we're going to lose this round, and that's a little bit annoying. The worst part is every single round that runs by is an additional round that this person has the chance to find the Swain. Anyway, so I'm just going to keep rolling, and all right, well, that's no Swain. So yeah, I thought I would win that round, but no, apparently not. I think it was slightly bad fight RNG, but still, I mean, that person's board is quite strong. So you can imagine if they hit 3-star Swain, what their board's going to be like. Anyway, I'm still trying to stay boxed up. I think this positioning is pretty good, except I would like Lux not to get jumped on and killed right away. So let's move her over here, just so that she hopefully can dodge the Rengar. And it looks like she did manage to dodge Rengar, but they also dodged the Shroud as well on the Swain. So a lot of it does come down to just fight RNG. Where does Nomsy choose to cast in these fights? Nomsy, of course, still the big unit, but oh, look at that. Rengar gets super duper low. Now, can we just hit the Rengar one more time to finish them off? Apparently, Nomsy dies, but we get down to just the Rengar. Vlad actually gets the kill. Yeah, 3-star Vlad gets the kill. So you can see these fights are pretty close. And now there's a Lilia in the store and another Lux, so I can't do anything with the Lux. Again, can I find the last Zoe? And there we go. I am going to hit Zoe 2-star. I can't buy it here, but I might as well lock my store. I could sell the Swain, but no. We do not want to put more Swains back in the pool. So definitely don't want to do that. And boy, this match has gone on for a long time, hasn't it? Looks like we're going to hit stage 7 carousel unless one of us can win really decisively here. I'm still keeping my Shroud pointed at the center of the board. I haven't found a better location to put it in than that. And did I manage to get the Rengar? I think I missed the Rengar. Yeah. So I guess I'm not getting amazing value out of this Shroud. Always funny when Nomsy just insta-deletes the backlines. By the way, that Zoe Tornado, super duper good. Not only does it knock up the enemy team, I don't think, not sure if everybody knows this, but the Zoe Tornado not only is crowd control and knocking up the enemy team, it also gives attack speed to your team as well. So we're going to have to go through one more carousel. It's not a Dragon Carousel. Oh, thank God. That was my fear, that this would be a Dragon Carousel and this person would grab the last Swain. But thankfully, no. Not a Dragon Carousel. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this blue buff. And I'm just going to stick it on Zoe so that she will cast more often. Shojin is better for her, but blue does get her to spam cast a bit more. And then look what we're going to get in the last orb. We're going to get a Lux, but then we're going to roll. And we actually hit the 3-star Skarner, amazingly. And then there's another Swain, but I can't purchase it. I guess I can lock the store, but oh, look at this. They actually sold their Swains. I don't know quite what they were doing. Maybe they just gave up when they hit 0 gold, but they did not hit the Swain. So, oh, thank God. They didn't hit the Swain, so I think I'm pretty much guaranteed to win. I will reposition the Shroud to a slightly better spot. And it looks like I was able to hit Rel and Rengar this time. But, I mean, they sold the Swain, so they can't win at this point. So I'm just going to say GG. This was a fun game. Have a little banter. Now that Zoe has the blue, she's 9 mages Zoe with a blue buff, so she's going to be spam casting, putting those invulnerabilities on my team, knocking people up. Nomsy does 1 billion damage in these fights. So 9 mages. Yeah, it's pretty strong if you can put it together like I did here. Heimerdinger did the 2nd most damage again. 3-star Heimer, apparently a real unit in his own right. He's grown up. He's become a real boy. But anyway, so that was a fun game. I know it stretched out for a long time, partly because we were on 3 players for a little while, and people were not taking damage in the lobby. But hey, I'll take it. 9 Mage Nomsy for the win. This was a game where I recognized that this was a lobby full of people rolling for 3 costs, and I was able to put together a board based on playing Nomsy. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Until next time, take care, folks.